Life Groups, I trust that you are in for a great evening this evening. We spoke on Sunday all things relating to the mind and the way that we think. We call this soundtracks. It was a thought, it was a concept that I have based off a book by a guy called John Acuff, who talks about the thoughts that we have in our mind are the soundtracks that we play out in our life. Your soundtrack is what you hear that is associated with an image that you see. So when you see yourself, you have a soundtrack that plays out. You speak to yourself about what you see, and usually it is a negative one. It will be critical. You'll play soundtracks like, I wish I wasn't, or I wish I could, or I can't believe that I did that. We have soundtracks that play out across all the different areas of our lives, our marriages, our places of work, our relationship with our children, your friendship circles. You have a soundtrack that plays out across each and every area of your life. And we looked at this concept that you can actually change the way that you think. Remember when I showed you the two movies? And we talked about how filmmakers understand this, that actually what you see is only one part, but it's what you hear that goes with what you see that it motivates you and moves you. It's what you hear that goes with what you see that motions you. If filmmakers understand this, then guess what? The enemy understands this too. That actually, if he can get you to hear wrong thoughts in your mind, it will motion your life in the wrong direction. God in his word teaches us actually we need to change the soundtrack of our life. Philippians 4 tells us to be thinking upon things that are reputable, that are good, that are truthful, that are noble, that are praiseworthy, things to praise and not to curse. And God said if you have not got a good soundtrack in your mind, then you need to change it according to the word of God, because right thinking always leads to right living. And I'm not talking about the little thoughts that pop into your head, the daily small choices. But you know those thoughts that come into your mind and you know, I'm going to go down a rabbit hole thinking about this? Then you need to take authority, discipline yourself to choose. I am actually not going to dwell on that. I'm not going to meditate on that. You give yourself, the discipline is a gift you give yourself today so that you can have a better tomorrow. And so we looked at this principle that you can change the soundtrack of your life based on scientific proof, even neurogenesis and neuroplasticity, all the things we understand today that the generations before did not understand, that your mind, your brain can physically change according to the thoughts that you have, that every day you wake up, you have new brain cells, and those new brain cells are waiting to be told what to do. And if you don't tell them what to do and put them to action in a positive way, they will default into thinking and behaving according to the pattern your mind has always had. And so if you want to break the cycle of the past, and you want to break the addiction, and you want to move past the trauma, you've got to change the way that we think. In Isaiah, God said, my ways are not your ways, my thoughts are higher, and my ways are greater. And so we need to get into the Word of God, and we need to find some new soundtracks for our lives. I hope this helps you. I did ask you 3 questions, and maybe these questions are something that you can ask amongst your life group tonight. Is what you're thinking about, is it truthful? Is it helpful? And is it kind? Because if it's not the truth, you don't have to think about it. If it's not helpful, if thinking about that thing is not gonna help you become a better person, you don't have to think about it. And if it's not kind, don't think about it. Have a great night. I can't wait to hear feedback from this conversation.